YouTube and Facebook at the moment seem to be inundated, flooded, drowning in videos of tourists in London approaching the king's horses and getting bitten, nipped, knocked over, pushed around, and in general the horses are behaving appallingly. There seems to be an exception. The exception seems to be with handicapped people. I don't know if I'm allowed to use the word handicapped anymore, but I'm going to, and I don't mean it in a derogatory way. And you think to yourself, why is it that a horse will turn and viciously bite at one tourist and yet will be gentle and kind to a handicapped person? So here's a few tips that if you go to London, or you're anywhere really, a few tips about approaching horses you don't know. So the first thing is, you never look a horse in the eye. Watch horses in a field. Horses never look each other in the eye. It's very disturbing for a horse to have eye contact. Horses fight or flight. And so what they do is they give all their visual clues by their ears. Their ears are linked to their eyes. I've done other videos on this. Let's not get bogged down. But their ears are where they look. And if there's something, they'll go forward and look at it. And so horses look at each other's ears in their peripheral vision. They don't make eye contact. So that's one of the things. The other biggie is fear. And what you find is you'll find some terrified tourist, usually a woman, whose husband says, get closer for a better photo. And of course, what happens is that person's terrified, and those horses are incredibly sensitive, and they pick up your feelings and your emotions. And so when you're terrified, oh my God, and you come close to a horse goes, what's wrong? There's something wrong here. Get away from me. And that's what it is. Get away from me. So what you can see here is Wild Bill. This isn't Cody, this is Wild Bill. We're using him in this because he's a much taller horse than Cody. Cody's a quarter horse, so he's a short horse. Of course, the king's horses are all magnificent steeds with great height, aren't they, mate? And so he's better for a video about the king's horses. And you will see all the usual things, that people come in tentatively. They're tentative, putting their horse at hand. They don't know where to put their hand, and the horse doesn't like it. Of course, the other thing is, horse has been standing there for hours. It's been doing it for weeks after weeks. Wind gust. The horses are jacked off. Different expression in Australia to America. In Australia, that simply means annoyed. Anyway, depending on where you are, jacked off. That is so funny. Perhaps we'll cut that all out. So the horses get pretty annoyed with tourists, or as some people like to call them, I better not say that anymore. Once upon a time in Australia, we'd call them terrorists. Which I guess you can't say that anymore, can you? But anyway, that's just a video about if you're going to approach a horse anywhere really, don't make eye contact. Try and be confident. If you're not confident, don't approach it, because the horse is going to pick it up. And you know, you see people do all sorts of things that drive the horses. You know, I saw one recently where a bloke was trying to put his fingers in the horse's mouth. Now this boy, he is not that chuffed about me putting my fingers in his mouth, but I have to do it, and I have to make him let me, to look for grass seeds and problems inside the gums and that. And so he sort of unhappily lets me do it. Don't you, mate? You let me do it. He's not happy about it, but he lets me do it, and probably lets me do it. Oh, Wilbur! Oh, Wilbur! Wilbur! Anyway, that's supposed to be a video made on the back of all the king's horses and all the king's men. Couldn't put those tourists back together again. Be confident. Be respectful. That's the main thing. Don't take liberties. There are so many of those videos where the guard on the horse shouts, don't touch the reins. Anyway, this is one of our videos where I'm just raving on because I'm in the horse's energy. He's relaxed. He's gorgeous. Who wants the video to end? But I guess we better. Say good day to the king for me, you hear?